When you look at what we're doing right now in our football program, this is the second year now that I've been the head coach at Doane. Going in last season, we really didn't know what to expect. Expectations outside of our program were pretty low, and inside the program, we thought we could get some things done, but we went into the season, and about halfway through the season, a word started to creep into our really our day-to-day routine, and that word is expectations. And that's something that obviously, is a good thing, but it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. We had, when we were picked to finish last in the conference a year ago, we had a whole lot of fun once the season started, because every first down that we picked up or every defensive stop that we were able to get was a small victory. So as your expectations rise, obviously you're push yourself and push your kids to do things better and more consistently, but that's where we're at right now. After a couple of wins, our kids really started to expect more wins and push each other to do better. The games in the second half of the season got a lot closer for us, even the games that we didn't win. We started talking a lot about protecting our home field. We were able to win our last 4 games at home last year, which is something that was very important to our players as the season wore on. Still trying to get that first win on the road, and hopefully this year at some point we can get that one. With last year's recruiting class, when you look at our football team, it's really dominated by last year's recruiting class, who were freshmen a year ago, will be sophomores. But we really got lucky with that group. It was a group that was more talented than we thought they would be. We really, a year ago, the numbers were so low on our team that we recruited everybody that would pick up the phone or give us the time of day, and ended up getting lucky and bringing in a lot of good players, a lot of really good kids who bought into the system and the program that we were trying to develop at that point. We spent the off season really developing those leaders and trying to, in the spring, trying to find out who's going to fit in where to give us a better chance this year to get more wins than what we got a year ago. But we feel like with the recruiting class we have coming in this year, putting in with the recruiting class that we brought in a year ago, we're setting ourselves up, I think, for some really good things to come in the near future. We'll go to camp with about 110 total players. 60 of those will be newcomers for us, so it will be a very young team again. We'll be playing JV football again this year, so you won't see as many first-year players playing on Saturdays, I hope, as what you did a year ago. Most of those kids have been playing on Monday nights and working into roles with the varsity. Some key returners that we have coming back this year, Doane is probably our premier player, at least as far as the media coverage is concerned. He was our first-team All-American kickoff returner on the VSN All-American team a year ago, but he'll be back for us. He'll be a senior, finished second or third in the league in the GPAC in the 100 and the 200, so he's got some really game-breaking speed. We're also going to play D'Artagnan this year as a slot receiver. Last year he played a lot of different things for us. We asked him to play in the secondary after about the 3rd game of the season, just because we were pretty slow back there. We wanted to get an athlete on the field, and he said he would do that. A very good team player for us, but he said he wanted to move back to offense for his senior season. I said we can definitely do that, and so he'll move back over, and we'll try to get him involved pretty heavily in what we do offensively. Our kicker and punter will both be back. Drew Giesenhagen was our place kicker a year ago. Josh Warren was our punter. They'll both be back. Offensively, Jake Reba comes back at offensive line. Definitely our best offensive lineman. He was a second-team All-GPAC player for us a year ago, left tackle, and he'll be back. He'll be a junior this year. At the receiver position, we think we have some pretty good players. One who will be a junior this year, Anthony Ritten, who had transferred in a year ago from UNO, is a year into our system now, and we expect big things from. Blake Erickson will be a sophomore, and also Landon Freitag is a tall receiver who was a big play guy for us last year, caught 5 catches only, but 3 of those went for touchdowns. So those guys will all be back. Defensively, we're a little more senior heavy. Seth Staskell is probably our premier defensive player, second-team all-conference player at defensive tackle. He'll be back. He'll lead the defense. We have a couple other guys on the inside of the defense that we really like. Salau Sunia, who plays nose guard for us, and also Jamal Chin, who plays defensive tackle and nose guard and rotates in. Linebackers Josh Warren and Hondo Fanning will both be seniors. We're both honorable mention all GPAC players a year ago, and are both solid players for us. And then in the secondary, Pat Spangler comes back for his senior season as our strong safety. Our first game, like has been said earlier, is in Platte City, Missouri on the 30th of this month against William Jewell in the First Down Classic. When you talk about expectations, I don't expect to get beat 73-0 in the first game of the year like we did a year ago. You never know what might happen, but like I said, I don't think that the score is going to be that. We'll see what happens. They're a very good team, but like I said, we feel like we've really made some good progress over the last year. We're going to put a good team on the field, and it should be a pretty athletic contest. Our fall camp opens this coming Sunday on the 10th. The players move in, and we'll start practice on the 11th, and we'll be off and rolling. So, are there any questions? All right, thank you.
There was one.
Yes.
What kind of things do you need to do to win the road games?
You know, consistency is the thing we need to really work on. Last year we were so inconsistent, but on the road it was even worse, offensively and defensively. Turnovers, which is obviously a football cliche, but on the road, a couple of road games, we just couldn't hold on to the ball. You know, we went in and put the ball on the ground. I think we turned it over, I think, at Doane 3 times in the first quarter and dug ourselves a hole that we couldn't really get out of. So if we can become a little more consistent on the road, and I think part of that is just getting older, more experience. We had a young group last year that when you travel with a bunch of freshmen, you don't know what to expect when you go on the road, and that home environment is just a little more secure and that. So like I said, that consistency and experience hopefully will help us out and put some things together on the road.
And what did you learn in your first year?
Well, a lot, really. You know, you learn that the X's and O's are really a small part of putting a team together and keeping a team together. You know, we went through so many ups and downs that first year, and a couple of the games, especially early, that we lost. You know, we lost really badly, and to try to keep the team together and keep the guys coming back on Monday. You know, a lot of the battles that you fight are more psychological than they are physical, and that's something. I learned that we have a team that's very resilient. Part of that, I think, was being the young team that we were. Those guys didn't know any different. You know, they had short memories, and in a lot of cases, we're just happy to be playing on Saturday and be playing varsity football, and they were going to come back, even though they did get whooped up on a few times through the season. They were going to come back on Monday and put the nose to the grindstone and come back and take care of business, and we're able to do that. Anything else? All right, thank you.